Hey guys, welcome back to another video in my series. My name is Boom Shakha, and today we'll be speaking about non-judgment. And this is a big one for me and a really difficult one. I have a really hard time with being a non-judgment person. It's just something that is ingrained in my personality. I feel like this is the way I I judge people to kind of put them into boxes, and then I deal with them based on that. Otherwise, there's such an influx of information coming at you. And being a sensitive INFJ, it's really hard for me to kind of compile all this information and deal with it in a way that's necessary. So I judge and I put them into boxes, and then those are like neatly tied bows on those boxes, and I can deal with it better that way. It doesn't matter, no matter what, if I'm an INFJ or what it is, a main thing about being a spiritual being or being a being on this planet, especially with all the strife and madness that's going on all around us, it's important that non-judgment comes into the field over and over again. Non-judgment is something that is so important that it's something that we need to kind of build and work with as much as possible. It's something that has to come into our interaction with every single person that is around us. Non-judgment is how everyone needs to deal with everyone else, and if they did, then that is how the world is going to get to become a better place, where no one is putting people into boxes and then judging them based on that, and stereotyping or racism or whatever it might be. Non-judgment, though, it always comes from a place of non-ego, and ego is something that we all deal with the world on the basis of. We have an ego, we have this perception of who we are. We're an individual with these qualities. We've done these things, we've gone to these schools, we have an identity based on the ego. And we deal with everyone based on that ego. And the ego always puts something better or worse than themselves. So the ego is all about comparison. Ego compares yourself to another individual. If they're better than you, then you judge them to be better than you, and then you feel worse about yourself. If they're worse than you, then you feel better about yourself. It's just about comparison, putting the people around you again into boxes and figuring out that this is who I am and this is who they are, and this is how I'm going to deal with them. So judgment and comparison is all what the ego does, and what meditation does. And I know I always harp on meditation, but meditation is the key to getting away from this ego, this comparison, this judgment, and coming back to a place of non-judgment. Because as soon as you start meditating, first of all, you realize how small you truly are, the infinity of time, the eternity of time, and they call it the parenthesis in eternity. You are parenthesis in eternity. There is so much time that's passed by before and after, and there's so much of it, so much space, so much time, and we are just a minuscule molecule compared to all of the stuff that's taking place. So when you start meditating, you realize really how small you are, and how small your problems are, how small your ego is, how small you truly are, and how useless it is to compare yourself to everyone around you. There is no point in judging them or judging yourself compared to them, because none of us really matter. Like, if you look at the big scheme of things, if you look at space and time and this universe, it's humongous. We have no idea how huge the universe is, and how many of the universes even exist, and how many of people exist, how many souls, how much of this, of all of these egos. So compared to everything that you can think of, compared to time and space and all the different dimensions that are out there, we are just a speck, a minuscule speck. And when you put it into perspective, you can't really judge anything around you. There's no point. You're just too small to judge. And so that's something that I use in order to relate to other people and become this non-judgmental person. It's extremely hard for me. It's a work in progress. I'm always learning, but I wanted to share with you this technique. And so I hope that this helps you. Again, my name is Boom Shakha, and my free Facebook group, this is Millionaire Hippie. I hope you guys join me there. If not, I'll talk to you guys soon.